new contract. How pleased are you to get that signed and sealed and out of the way before the World Cup?
I think it was always important that we got it done before the tournament. It gives everybody clarity moving forward, keeps the stability around the position, the squad, and hopefully the future of Scottish football.
In terms of the length of the deal, what was the thinking there? Was that something you wanted, not just one campaign, but 2 campaigns in terms of major tournaments, or how did that all come about?
Wanted as long as possible. No, the thinking's always been 2 tournaments. When I came in, it was a 2-tournament contract. When we extended, it was into 2 tournaments. The decision after Euro 2024 was for me to clear my head a little bit and work out what was going to happen after that. It was my decision to run that down. And obviously, the qualifying campaign for the World Cup went really well. Have a look at what's coming next in terms of longevity of the squad, new players that are starting to bubble under that maybe can be part of the squad in the future, and then it's just a decision that I thought was the right decision to make, was to stay on.
Was there ever a thought about going back into club management, a serious consideration, or was it, if this could work out, then you wanted to be here?
It was always a consideration because you never know what's going to happen. Obviously, when you qualify for tournaments, it's quite difficult to take a club job that summer because hopefully the tournament's going to last a long time. I think if you're going into a club job, you probably want to take over at the end of May, start of June, to give yourself preparation time for that, for whatever particular club it is. So, no, it was, at the end up, it was quite an easy decision because obviously I know how much the players enjoy being together. I know how they enjoy working with myself and my staff, and it just felt right to continue.
You look back to 2019 and you always say this squad has evolved. How much now, when you've got a generation of players looking at the next 4 years, you might have to accelerate that in terms of younger players coming through, and obviously once you get the World Cup out of the way, but is that a new challenge for you? That's a fresh challenge in a way.
It's definitely a fresh challenge. In terms of saying the squad might have evolved, the squad's definitely evolved from when I first took over. I keep the very first squad that I ever worked with, the first one I ever picked on my laptop, just as a reminder how far we've come. It's something that I know we're going to have to change because between the first tournament and the second tournament was 9 and 10 changes. Between Euro 2024 and now is another 9 or 10 changes in the squad. So there is a natural evolution. I think sometimes people want revolution too quickly. I think we've shown that with the stability we've had over the last 7 years that it's a pretty good way to work.
Is it something you have that trust in terms of the working relationship with those above you, but is there anything in this 4 years that allows you to explore other options? We saw, for example, Michael O'Neill going out and doing other things. Is there clauses in there or anything?
No clauses in the contract, none whatsoever, straightforward contract, no clauses.
Good to know.
Steve, you said it was an easy decision, but not so long ago you were saying to us that you're maybe 75% against staying in the job. That went to 50-50.
2 years is a long time in football.
I wonder, was there a moment, was there something that crystallised in your mind that you wanted to stay in this job?
Yeah, when I assessed the work that we did to qualify for Euro 2024, sometimes that can be forgotten in the disappointment of the tournament didn't go the way we wanted to go. And then I look at the squad of players that I've got. It was a squad that was disappointed not to go to the World Cup in Qatar in 2022. I knew the boys were hungry for it. I knew the squad were hungry to go to a World Cup. And that was probably the biggest factor. I looked at what I had in terms of the group. I looked at what we wanted to do together, and that World Cup was something that I wanted to do myself personally, was to go to a World Cup in my country. So those were the driving factors, really.
And what's the driving factors? What's the targets over the next 4 years that you want to get out of this group and out of this job?
2 more qualifications and hopefully leave a squad in a really good place that we don't have to... I mean, people forget that it was when I took the job 7 years ago, we hadn't qualified for a tournament in 20 years.
In the interests of spectator safety and enjoyment, could all supporters please remain seated throughout the match? Thank you.
Good timing. Okay. So then it was just I forgot my train of thought now. You need to ask me that one again.
I was wondering, Steve, what you want to get out of the group and yourself over the course of this next 4 years that you've committed to.
Now, like I said, it was two qualifications. Build a squad that hopefully when we come out, when I decide to step aside, whenever that is, hopefully in 4 years' time, is that we don't have to wait another 20 years before we get to a tournament. So we should be qualifying regularly for tournaments. It's not to say we won't miss one every now and again, because a country of our size, that is the difficulty now in qualifying for modern tournaments. So it's to make sure that we don't have that long gap between tournaments. If we miss one, okay, but make sure we're at the next one.
You mentioned the evolution of the squad. I wonder how you feel you've evolved in the job from the day you walked into it to now.
Yeah, I'm obviously much more calm and mellow now than I used to be a long time ago. I'm not quite as grumpy, so nah, everyone's cool.
Steve, when the news got announced yesterday and we saw the reaction from fans, from people across the country, and it seems that almost everyone unanimously is behind yourselves and the team before you go over to America on Sunday. Do you feel that as a group and as a person? Do you feel that everyone is right behind you?
I've got to be honest, right through my whole tenure, 7 years, I've always felt a great support for the public. I don't think anybody's ever abused me in the street or when I've met them anywhere in public. I've always had a good feel. I think the Tartan Army are very thankful to this squad of players for taking them to 3 tournaments in such a short space of time after such a long time without tournaments. So, no, I think the fans get it. The fans understand.
How much are you looking forward to tomorrow and that send-off before you head over to America?
Yeah, it's good. It's been a strange week. Obviously, we've tried to get a lot of the commercial stuff out of the way this week. Started the week with 14 players on Tuesday, drip-fed another 7 in on Thursday. Another 5 will join us tonight. So it's been a very strange week in terms of preparing for an international match. But we look forward to the game. You know, our record in friendlies is absolutely fantastic. So we're hoping that it'll be a better performance. The biggest thing tomorrow is obviously no injuries. That is crucial. I've got a lot of players who need minutes on the pitch. So the team will probably be a little bit different. I'm pretty certain there'll be 10, 11 changes across the 90 minutes, maybe with 4 or 5 at half time. So there'll be lots of different things in terms of a normal international match. Is not to say it's a training game, because obviously we want to win. We want to finish on a high here at Hampden before we leave the country. So no injuries, good performance, and a win would be fantastic.
Final broadcast questions, please.
Steve, you've had some success in your managerial career with West Brom and Kilmarnock with the record points total. Where does taking Scotland to a World Cup rank for you?
No, it's right up there. Obviously, I've always been one that I've said I'll sit down at the end and maybe one of these guys will help me write a book, and then we'll go through everything. Then I'll rate it from then. But no, obviously it's right up there. As a player, I wanted to go to a World Cup with Scotland. Didn't manage to do that. Managed to do it as the head coach, and look forward to doing it again in the future.
And just one last one from me, Steve. You're obviously a proud Ayrshireman. Yesterday, your first ever club, Beath Juniors, came and got their SFA club licence. You sit as the national team manager now. How proud are you, your first club getting their licence to? Yeah,
it was good. I went down to do the official switch on of the floodlights during last season. So no, it's great for Beath Juniors that they've made that investment. They've managed to get the licence. So no, well done to them.
Okay. Thank you all. Now stop for the written section.